We'll get started in about 2 minutes. Again, just want to give everyone time to get in and get settled for the session. Let's see. And Lalit, we do ask that you share your screen for the presentation, but if you do have any issues on your end or any like delays, we can always pull up your slides and I can share the screen as well.
Got it. I just sent a request to be able to share my screen.
Perfect. Just to prove that, let me know if that works okay for you. And then I'll have a little bit of an introduction, and then I'll stop sharing my screen. So hopefully that'll give you permissions. Good morning, everyone. All right, we can go ahead and get started. All right. So welcome. Good morning to our February monthly learning session. Today's session will focus on BIPOC and immigrant and refugee focused organizations, supports, and programs. We have some really great presenters today, so just looking forward to another morning of learning and connection with you all. All right. Real quick, it would be great if you could share your name, organization, program and focus area, and contact information as comfortable in the chat. We really just are trying to more utilize the chat as a place for connection, contact building, and really somewhat of an informal space for networking. So, yeah, if you could drop that in the chat, that'd be great. For presentations today, we have a really good lineup. We have the City of Portland, Bureau of Transportation here, Native American Youth and Family Center, El Jardín Recovery Center, Lutheran Community Services Northwest, Talk a Mile, Feed the Mass, Ukrainian Foundation, and then Health Share of Oregon. All right. And then for our community guidelines in this space, we just want to reaffirm that we value different views and center respect and curiosity. We ask that you are present and engaged in the way that feels comfortable. If you are able and comfortable to put your camera on, that would be great, just to give our presenters more of a feel of who they're presenting to. We do ask that you keep your microphone muted and that we utilize the chat for any questions or comments. Um, so, um, we are going to keep all questions designated to the chat today. So if you could, if you're directing a question or a comment to a specific person, we just ask that you utilize the @ symbol, so that way they can see the question and respond accordingly. All right. And then just as a reminder, this session is being recorded and the recording will be posted to our YouTube channel after the session, and then we will also post the slides as presenters are comfortable on our website. And you can find that link here. Perfect. And then we do have a spotlight guest today, being Health Share of Oregon. So, as we know, there are and will continue to be a lot of changes to Medicaid. And so, as part of our 2026 monthly learning sessions, we are going to be partnering with Health Share of Oregon, really to create a space for providers and support staff to receive updates, ask questions, and really just stay informed on the changes to Medicaid as they unfold. So this section will, or this session will take place at the very end of our monthly learning sessions and are intended to be open, non-health provider specific Q&A opportunities, so offering kind of that general understanding of updates, really unfocused on supporting you and your work and how you serve your community. So this is not going to be a forum style for, specific questions about individual health plans, but rather a consistent touch point for our providers and staff to help better understand system level changes to Medicaid. And so the goal of this really is to just ensure you have access to clear information, trusted connections, and a place to ask questions along the way. So we will be starting that next month, and as information and updates come, we'll have that opportunity for you to stay informed. And that's it for me. So let me stop sharing real quick and we can hop into our monthly learning session. So kicking us off, we have Lale with the City of Portland Bureau of Transportation. So take it away, Lale. It's all yours.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. ¿Cómo está la gente? Um, oh, thanks for waving, Ashley. I am trying to share my screen and see if this works. And then if I hit, I cannot see my, sorry you guys, I'm in a small screen and I
No, you're
can't
all good.
hit, hold on. I can't, I can't move okay, here we go. Okay, hello. My name is Lale Santelices. My pronouns are she, her, ella. I work for the Portland Bureau of Transportation, which we lovingly call PBOT because, acronyms. And at PBOT, we maintain and build the roads within City of Portland limits. We have bridges, we have the tram, we partner with TriMet and with local NGO to have the streetcar and loads of parking both for cars, for bikes, and for scooters. So there's a lot of things that we do. We actually, fun fact, if we measure all of streets together, it's actually the biggest public space, even if you add up all the other parking space, like all the other public spaces, such as parks or whatnot. So oftentimes, as a human being moving through the world, we don't think about transportation, but it actually really impacts the quality of life that any one person can have. So our program really focuses on providing not just movement, but also safety is a core part of transportation. And embedded in the bureau, but also as a city promise, we have a program called Vision Zero, which is Vision Zero's goal is to eliminate all traffic deaths and serious injuries in the right of way. So what we look at is we track the crashes that happen in the right of way in the street, and we see what were the factors involved, and we build for those. And we say that we are a city program as opposed to saying that we're just a transportation program because there's a lot of factors that go beyond the things that we can build. So it really takes a full city, county, state effort. Such factors are one of our populations that are very impacted by traffic safety is folks that are living on the streets. When you spend most of your time around streets and you take comfort in places that are isolated, you're more vulnerable, right? The reason why we're here today is because we have a whole lot of crashes involving refugees and recently immigrated folks. They're also very impacted. So this is a 2023 map with the names of every single person that is no longer here today. In 2023, we lost over 60 people. In 2024, we lost over 50 people. And last year, 2025, we lost 39 people. Now, we have socialized traffic deaths as something that just happens, but our roads is something that we build. We have control of how we build them, and the concept of Vision Zero means that we can build better. We can honor the folks that have died, and we can keep all of our neighbors safe by building better roads and by supporting one another. I think that we have really moved away from blaming and instead of focusing on what the issue is. And what you see on the screen right now is our high crash corridor. And what this is our streets that are particularly focused in North and East Portland. As you can see, we have them everywhere in the city, but those are the places that we know most of the crashes happened because of the type of road. These are multi-lane roads, that encourage people to drive fast and don't have adequate crossings. They don't have adequate lights, they don't have good places for people to turn, etc., etc. So those are the ones that our program focuses on. And a lot of people tell me about crashes, and we are not necessarily focused on like bumper to bumper. We are focused on the crashes that really impact your life to the point where you no longer have the life you lived or someone else's life is gone. So we, as a part of that, is a lot of our team focuses on infrastructure and systems-based change. But in order to get to that actual change, we focus on what's called a safe systems approach, which the first two, this is a video, which I cannot show, but I embedded into the link, so hopefully you can see it. And the first two things are the things that the bureaus really focus on, that we have the power to improve and change, which is speeds and streets. Speeds is the number one factor that takes people away. And how we focus on streets is getting the streets to encourage that safe behavior. And then the next one is safe people. So that is how you and I and all of us behave on our roads. Again, not focusing on who's right, but focusing on how do I keep other people safe along myself. And then after that, it comes safe vehicles, you know? I'm not saying that people are not allowed to have large vehicles, but if you do have a large vehicle, for you to drive it with the conscious that if you impact someone, the likelihood of them walking away diminishes. And the next is post-crash response. So as you can see, not everything falls in the powers of the Portland Bureau of Transportation, but when we all get together, we can get to zero, and that is our goal. And then for the safe people aspect is where me and other of my colleagues support do, which is a lot of the programming. We love to partner with organizations to do everything from leadership education of how they can advocate for safety, or why do we put understanding like how a project comes to be, or how they can or why we choose certain infrastructure that may be counterintuitive. Of course, activating the streets so that way we, you know, the way that we show up in our roads, like it's the way that we can really change that ability for folks to feel safer. And then street teams, that's something that if you've been in East Portland, you may have seen me dressed as a zebra, handing out lights, you know, reminding people to go slow. And a lot of other kind of programmatic, of course, tabling opportunities to update you on projects, brochures and messaging, and then trainings. So we really want to make sure that the changes that take place in our streets don't take people by surprise. And this is kind of like a request for anyone that desires to bring in transportation to talk to us. This is in addition to the houseless population, also like the immigrant and refugee populations are most impacted. And we really want to make sure that they feel that they are, regardless of their legal status, they understand how to advocate for their neighborhoods and how to use our infrastructure in a way that's safe. That is, I don't know, I know it's like 5 minutes. I don't know how I'm doing with time, but this is me. Feel free to contact me, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you putting this together and sharing all these great resources and programs with us. Yeah, if any questions that you have, please feel free to leave those in the chat and make sure that you tag Lale for any of those questions and keep them rolling as we go.
Yeah.
And
And I
then
forgot to say that I have a small pool of funding. So if there's an activity that you want to do, but you need a little bit of funding, I'm able to support. It's not big, but
we love to hear that. Um, all right, so we can go ahead and move on to our next presenter. So presenting next, we have Natalie with Native American Youth and Family Center. So Natalie, are you ready? Perfect. You take it away.
Bonjour, Manoa Ben. My name is Natalie Mitchell. I'm a member of the Citizen Potawatomi Nation, um, and I work for the NAYA Family Center, the Native American Youth and Family Center. We are located in Northeast Portland. I'm the financial wellness coordinator, and we have a wide variety of programming at NAYA. Just as the medicine wheel is our logo, we like to see our community members enter our programming at any point in the medicine wheel and then fully explore all of our services after that. So, from my point of the medicine wheel, it is financial wellness. And then I hope folks explore all of NAYA beyond that, or while they are already within NAYA, find me after that. Um, so, financial wellness is for all communities. It is for all community members, but it is from a culturally specific lens, the curriculum and the way that I conduct my classes. And it is about empowering families to achieve lasting financial stability, really by starting with the basics. Because I'm a certified financial coach with OWISTA. I am not a certified financial planner or a certified financial aid advisor. I am a coach for financial wellness. The environment and context in which I teach is teaching in a native context. The reason is that we know that non-native efforts can fail us, and that learning builds on what we already know. We already have indigenous ways of knowing. Our communities had ways of managing goods and services and resources long before being colonized. And so we like to retrace those indigenous ways of knowing and tie it to the modern world. And from that, it helps build confidence and reinforces our traditional values and practices. This little graphic shows the difference between a Western economic model and an indigenous economic model. Very briefly, we dive deep into this, into my classes and into my workshops. And understanding budgeting is crucial for building a stable future within the Native American community, but the community at large, and everybody is welcome to join my financial wellness workshops, Native, non-Native alike. Everybody deserves to understand their relationship with their finances. And so, what I like to do in these workshops is to help build a financial wellness discipline, and that this practice of financial wellness discipline will allow for responsible spending in a world right now that is quite sometimes financially chaotic. Um, so learning these skills is very essential in maintaining harmony with cultural values and community support. These graphics, I know they're hard to read. I didn't put these here with the expectation that you would read them. They're really just graphics, examples of what comes in the curriculum. So in my classes, everyone receives a really nice workbook to take home, to take notes in, to keep. My hope is that they will continue to use their workbook. And in the Indigenous community, we don't keep our knowledge and wisdom to ourselves, we always share it. So, my hope is that after attending a workshop, they're going to take this knowledge and share it with the community, even if it's one person, one family member, one friend, one community member at a time. And like I said, we start with basic financial wellness. We never assume what somebody might know or not know in terms of financial wellness. So the information could be new, could be information that somebody is learning or discovering terminology for the very first time, or it could be a good reset. We're different people all the time, just like a river is never the same river twice. We're never the same person year after year. We go through experiences where maybe we need a financial wellness reset. That's also a good opportunity for coming to one of my workshops. So, in terms of wealth in the Native American community, we look at it quite differently. We integrate our traditional values with modern financial wisdom. And this helps instill and foster a sense of community and responsibility. This nurtures resilience and empowers individuals to make informed decisions. We want this to be for the long haul. We want this to not only last a person's lifetime, but these practices could quite possibly, quite literally help for the next 7 generations beyond one individual person. And in the Native American community, wealth is defined quite differently than in the Western economic model. Sometimes the wealthiest person is the person that has the most stories or the most recipes or the most memories or the most language. This is another graphic just showing how my financial wellness workshops, they're very intentional in NAEA's core values. This graphic is of a bison showing just using the bison as a metaphor for credit. Examples like this are woven throughout all of the workshop. And NAEA's core values are always uplifted, not only through all of NAEA programming, but also within financial wellness through respect and kindness and balance, especially on the topic of financial wellness. Folks are coming to us with a variety of knowledge and experiences, goals, hopes, dreams. I'm hoping that my financial wellness curriculum and workshops will lead to not only tangible results, but also guidance for resilience, for financial resilience, because we know that, money cannot buy you or find you joy, but it can find you freedom and it can find you access to resources that can bring you joy. So we do discuss a lot of ways that our emotional and our cultural values are tied to our finances, our indigenous ways of knowing. We're tied to financial wellness since time immemorial. In fact, NAEA, if you've ever been there, it sits on a Chinook, a retired and old Chinook trading village. What is now the Portland, Vancouver metro area has always been a trading hub for individuals. So I really love to deep dive into our indigenous ways of knowing and then also weave in some modern financial tools, some tools for folks. So we like to discuss a lot of pride and tradition and community and giving in the financial wellness workshops. At NAEA, we also embrace diversity. We are about that. Sorry about that. My phone was ringing and took over my headset. We embrace diversity. We are very forward facing, Native American with our pride and our indigenous ways of knowing, but anybody can come to these workshop and access NAEA services at any time. And here's some tangible benefits of financial education for any of your clients, for any of you, for any community members. Financial wellness, even understanding basic financial wellness, can lead to self-sufficiency, ability to maximize income. We have services that help with small business startups. We have a really wonderful home ownership program. We have a variety of programs that help with youth. And here are a couple of flyers for my upcoming classes. I do in-person classes and I do virtual classes. So my I'll talk about the flyer here with the bison. My virtual series, I break it up into smaller sessions because I know that not everybody wants to sit on a Zoom workshop, for hours and hours. So I break this up just to make it a little more accessible for folks. So that'll be in March. And I do repeat these. And then my next in-person class in March, the format for the in-person is typically on a Saturday, 9 to 5 with breakfast, lunch, and snacks. And we go through the whole session. It's a one and done. For some people, that works. That works well. And I offer these once a month. And I always put these up on the NAIA website on our calendar. I have some QR codes there. I will put the links to these in the chat so that you can capture those. Yeah, I'll put my contact information in the chat as soon as I am done sharing, and I can also put the flyers in the chat. You're welcome to share those, and just as I mentioned before, um, we do discuss these in an indigenous way of knowing, but these are open to the entire community. So, and there's my contact information, but I will put this in the chat. Thank you. I will stop sharing now.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Yeah, I really love that approach to financial wellness and resilience. Just a lot of great resources. Looks like we have a lot of interest in that flyer, so
Okay,
feel
I'll
free
get on
to.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you again, and looks like you do have some questions in the chat. So if any more questions that come up for Natalie, please be sure to leave those in the chat and make sure you um, at her name so she can see that. And we will keep it rolling. So next up we have Edson and Roberto with El Jardín Recovery Center. Edson, Roberto, are you here? Perfect.
Good morning.
Good
My name
morning.
is Roberto Paredes. I am the Director of Recovery Services at El Jardín. And I got my coworker, Edson. I'm gonna let him present himself.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Edson. I'm the Community Engagement Coordinator here at El Jardín.
Thank you, Edson. We are El Jardín Recovery Services. We're gonna talk a little bit about our services, some numbers, and some referring information for our services. But essentially, El Jardín offers peer recovery services, and so we offer mentor services, case management, and harm reduction. We are a culturally specific program, but we don't turn anybody away. So we'll work with anybody that wants to seek recovery or seek services. And something really important is that we offer a nurturing space for the Latino community and self-directed growth, acknowledging recovery as a process that requires patience, dedication, and strong cultural foundation.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about a little bit of the history of El Jardín and how it came to be. So at first we were called Northwest Instituto Latino, right? And we were founded in 2001 to increase the pool of Latino substance use disorder recovery professionals. Shortly after completion of the first training cohort, Northwest Instituto Latino recognized the need for culturally specific continuing education and technical support. Thus, our founders held the first ever culturally specific outcomes based addiction prevention conference in Spanish in the state of Oregon. In 2021, with a small grant from the Oregon Health Authority, NWIL Leadership achieved a long-held dream: Oregon's first culturally and linguistic specific Latino recovery community organization. The NWIL Recovery Drop-In Center supports Latinos in the Portland metro area with low barrier, no cost substance use recovery peer mentoring, case management services, harm reduction support, and outreach services. In 2024, with the community and staff feedback, Northwest Instituto Latino turned the page on a new chapter of growth and progress. And today we're known as El Jardín Recovery Centers.
Thank you, Edson. So, something that I wanted to mention also is that we are totally grant funded. And so we don't bill our clients, we don't bill insurance. All our services are completely grant funded, and we don't bill anything towards anybody. So we're really grateful for the opportunity that we get these grants and are able to provide services to the Latino community. Um, so our vision is of a thriving Latino community rooted in recovery and grounded in culture. So culture is it's a big part. It's a big connection that we have between Latinos. But like I mentioned, anybody is welcome. We utilize our drop-in centers, which we'll talk a little bit more about, as a way for people to spend time at our centers for them to grab a snack to eat. We don't offer like full meals, but we offer light snacks at the center for clients to get a bite to eat. Um, the community can utilize the space to meet with community partners. The clients can utilize the space just to spend time with people that are also either in recovery or that are actively using substances and seek for recovery. And then our mission is to serve the Latino community through culturally specific substance use recovery support services, harm reduction interventions, and professional development programs for the Latino behavioral health professionals. Something that I also wanted to mention is that the requirements for our services is that they identify either as in active substance use or in short-term recovery or long-term recovery. So just have a past history of substance use, and that they are of the age of 18 and over.
So our values are one of them is trust. So we believe that the Latino community has the qualities and determination to bring autonomy to their lives with the right support. Uh, Empathy. As part of the community, we suffer when one of us is struggling. Similarly, we rejoice when one of us is healthy and thriving. We have love. Our work is based on the conviction of the intrinsic worth of every human being, thus deserving to be supported with love. And then we have humility. At the core of all our work is a deep understanding for the transformative power of recovery in our Latino culture and all its unique and diverse expressions. As such, we welcome into recovery all Latinos, Latinas, and Latinx people without regard of what country or region they may be from, what generation they may be part of, what race they are, or what language they may speak.
So here are our services. Like I mentioned, we offer peer mentor support, and we have our drop-in centers, which we provide our services out of. But something that we also do is meet people where they're at, right? So if clients don't feel comfortable coming into the center, our peers can go and do uh, community appointments, either meeting somewhere where the client wants to meet, or if they want to do like a home visit, we can also do that. So we're pretty flexible with our peers when it comes to being out in the community and meeting with clients. Like I mentioned, the drop-in centers, people can spend a lot of time. They can utilize the space. We do hold several events at our drop-in centers. We will be having our carnival event, which is our fundraiser on the 21st. So this Saturday we'll be having our fundraiser, and we're gonna have different activities, music, dancers, something to celebrate the Caribbean holiday. So we're gonna be doing that. So we use the center not only for clients but then also events, table events, different presentations, stuff like that. Um, and our peers offer that support to clients that are in early recovery or long-term recovery, and provide emotional support, connection with resources. And something that I wanted to mention is that our peers have that lived experience, right? So they either are certified as a certified recovery mentor or a peer wellness specialist. So they have that component that makes them or creates that connection with our peers or our clients, and they can identify that somebody's gone through it and they're familiar with the process, and so they create that special connection. We also do have peer-led groups on both of our centers, and we'll talk about that a little bit towards the end. We have our Portland Center, we have our Hillsborough Center, and so we have peer-led groups that establish a topic, but then the clients have an opportunity to process their understanding of the topic or how it relates to their recovery. And so that's something that I did want to mention. Um, Oh yeah, so also something really cool that I think it goes on in our services is that we promote hiring within our clients, right? So if people are still in their recovery, they have the 2-year minimum requirement to get their certification. We have several staff members that are currently um, employed that you at one point were clients, and so that's something super cool. Our harm reduction outreach. So our outreach team ventures into the community, handing out free harm reduction supplies such as Narcan, safe sex supplies, and recovery resources. So several days out of the week, our harm reduction coordinators get a rental, and they load up the rental with different harm reduction supplies, Narcan, safe for use kits, stuff like that. And they meet people where they're at, right? And so they do most of the day doing outreach and making those connections uh, with the community, and also informing them about different resources, our resources, other resources in the community, and hopefully in hopes that they get connected with the proper care that they need. Um, and they also do a lot of presentations with community partners and the community in general, with about how to administer Narcan, how the basics of harm reduction. And so we work really closely with Save Lives Oregon, and they provide some of the funding for us to be able to provide these harm reduction services to the Latino community. And then something, this last part that I wanted to take some time to talk about is we offer a state and board recognized peer wellness specialist training. And so currently, right now, we're doing our third cohort at El Jardín, to get people certified as a peer wellness specialist, so they have that lived experience of substance use or mental health. They People can sign up for our training and get certified as a peer wellness specialist. And also, we forgot to add it here, but we also offer case management. So our case managers support our clients with more complex needs, right? So like permanent housing, the medical system, mental health services, immigration. We work with the immigration lawyer to help clients identify what they need to do in order to try to get their immigration situation figured out. So we do offer that resource, and it's managed through our case management. So something that we do also offers case management to all our clients.
Okay. Here at El Jardín, we offer culturally specific peer support. Um, but before I get into this, I wanted to mention that we do offer culturally specific peer support, but we're not culturally exclusive. So if anybody who identifies as Latino or feel more comfortable with our community, right, we can also offer services to them, and because we don't close the door to anybody, right, and everybody is welcome here at El Jardín. So we offer peer support and case management to any self-identifying Latino person seeking support with a substance use disorder. Our low barrier free support programs are available in Spanish or English to anyone seeking support, regardless of race, background, or immigration status. Our mentors and case managers know where you are because they have been there themselves. They are ready to connect with you and meet you where you are at so that you can feel empowered on your journey to recovery.
All right, so a little bit more about our harm reduction. Our harm reduction is it's a set of strategies and practical ideas aimed at reducing the negative consequences associated with substance use. At El Jardín, we offer a channel for people to educate themselves on safer use, providing supplies to facilitate this for the Latino community. Every week, our specially trained harm reduction navigators visit encampments to offer safe disposal of used syringes. We're not a syringe program, but we do help clients with uh, with the sharp container, and also providing them information on where to dispose. And if our harm reduction coordinators are able to dispose of the sharps containers, they can do so also. Um, they also provide access to sterile syringes, newer safe injection supplies. Um, we provide overdose rescue kits, so naloxone, which is a drug used to reverse opioid overdose. And also they teach people how to properly administer naloxone, and what are the steps to take to try to save a person's life that's going through an opioid overdose. We provide safe sex supplies and education, risk reduction education to prevent the transmission of diseases, and then referrals to the medical and mental health care, shelter services, and drug and alcohol treatment, including detox. So we have really good connections with Hooper, with different outpatient, inpatient programs, so that clients can, whenever they're ready, they can access these services.
All right. Roberta mentioned earlier that we also provide trainings, right? And then one of those trainings is the Pure Wellness Specialist training, and then but we also offer the harm reduction education, and then we're also working on some upcoming life skill classes, right? So I'm gonna talk about a little bit about our Pure Wellness Specialist training. So we offer this state and board approved training. It's 80 hours. The training is 80 hours, and the training is fully in Spanish, and is decided to bring a cultural perspective to a clinically proven method of mental health and substance use recovery support. The role of the peer wellness specialist is to draw from their own recovery experience to provide peer support, encouragement, and assistance to address physical and mental health needs. And then the leads trainings are Roberto and myself.
So these are some quick numbers of the services that we provide. And so in the year, I believe these are 2024, we provided 5,403 total engagements. So appointments with our clients. We had 3,588 total mobile outreach engagements with people from out in the community. Our mentors average a caseload about 35 to 40 per mentor, and then we served at that year 711 clients total across both Washington County and Multnomah County.
Okay. So anybody who wants to access our services, you guys can scan this QR code right here, and you can do a personal referral, or one of your mentors or peer support specialists can do a referral for somebody else just by scanning this QR code. And you can also visit our website, and then or you can call or visit one of our drop-in centers to get connected with a recovery mentor, and then we can help them to get connected with other community resources on site, right? So we have two locations. We have the Portland office, which is located on Division, and then we have the Hillsborough Center. And I think that's about it. Do you want to add something else, Roberto?
Yeah, Edson, real quick, because I think we're running out of time. But something that I just wanted to mention real quick is that we try to set as little barriers for clients to get connected to services. And so, like Edson said, they can fill out the referral form on our website, or they can simply just drop into our drop-in center, and see a peer mentor that same. We always try to do the same day. They might have to wait a little bit. Or we will probably we could probably schedule the appointment within the next couple of days, but most of the time they're seen the same day. So just wanted to mention that we try to set as little barriers to our clients to get connected, and so anybody can put in the referral form. It's really simple information. It's just contact information and a couple of questions on where they want to get services, if it's Washington County, Multnomah County. But yeah, just if you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Reach out via email, and then we'll get in contact. So thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you so much, Roberto and Edson. Yeah, this is a really great information, and I love the approach and humility and love. So any questions that you have for them, please feel free to leave them in the chat, and we'll keep it rolling. All right. Natalia with Lutheran Community Services Network is up next. Natalia, are you ready?
Oh, yeah. Hi, everyone. I work as a community outreach coordinator for Lutheran Community Services. I will try to share my screen, and I will try to save you time and be strict with our timing. Yep. Okay. So yeah, you have my screen. So basically, Lutheran Community Services of Northwest, we serve people for more than 100 years. And I think that almost everyone here heard about us and our services. But I wanted to just very quickly go over some of them, which I think the most important for now. And I will open it my screen as well. Oh, why it's not working as I wanted. Sorry. This I didn't need. So if you go to our web portal, I'm really thankful to our team that they put everything together. And I wanted to go with you like a path of our client. If you need any services, you just go to our services and you see what we do. We work on behavioral health, family support, refugee and immigrant services, child wellness, aging and independent living, crime victim services, safe route immigration, and housing services. And here, behavioral health on the top, not only because of like alphabet thing, but also because it's one of the most important thing for now. So we see how the environment is not safe, and our clients who are mostly refugees and immigrants sometimes, and I think the previous speakers and the next speakers can prove that, sometimes are scared just come out of their houses People do not know what to do, what programs they can use, what resources they can use. So here under this program, now we have a really great case management program, and I will send a link to this chat how to enroll, because our clients can get free case management to be enrolled and to be sure that they are in the health program. So they get all the health services they need. If they are under OHP, so they are enrolled and they do not get any surprise bills or something like that. If they need, for example, housing, so we have housing under Lutheran Community Services, so we check if the client can get it, and then we enroll. If the client need, for example, help with kids at school, different programs, sport programs, just like help with family, so we do that. And for now, we are trying to do that through one link form when the client is enrolled, and then our intake team is helping, is asking more questions and helping to put the client into the right program. And one more thing I want to share, because I believe that it's really important for now, it's that we have legal services for our client, and they are really cheap. They are not for free at all, but they are really cheap. Especially they are needed now for clients who are applying for asylum, applying for humanitarian parole, or, for example, has DPS. So people are aware of what's going on with immigration statuses, especially with this ICE activity now in Portland metro area. So please, if you know that someone is in need, apply to us, and our legal department will help as much as they can and will provide everything they can within their family case. Because it's really scary for many families, and the previous speakers told that they are culturally specific. We are as well. So we serve people in more than 20 languages, as I remember. And if we do not know some language, we will find the interpreter to work with that client or to work with that family. So be sure that you will get help at Lutheran Community Services if you go to us and if you need our services. We work under our slogan, which is health, justice, and hope. And we really believe in what we do. We really stand for that. That's actually everything I wanted to share, just to save you time. Oh my gosh, I want to stop sharing. I don't think that you need to go deeper just right now. I wanted just to add that link to our chat, how to be enrolled in just 7 steps. You can enroll your client or just refer your client to our services if they need. And it's really important. I want to thank you for organizing such network meeting, because I believe that this is really important for all of us who serve immigrants, refugees, non-dominant, underserved communities. Just feel that we are together right now, that we can share our services and we can help more people. Because we are not competitors on this market. We just help each other. Latino communities, Ukrainian, I'm from Ukrainian communities, Arabic communities, we all need help. And sometimes we just do not know where to go. Sometimes we just do not know what to Google actually, right? So please, thank you so much for sharing everything in the chat. And I shared that link that I told you about, 7 steps how to be enrolled in our programs. And please, let's come together more often and share everything we have now for our clients. Thank you so much. And I'm ready to answer any questions you have.
Thank you so much, Natalia, and we really appreciate the message and the efforts that you put into this presentation. And yeah, we really can't do this work alone or in isolation. So any questions that you have for Natalia, we did drop the link to the website in the chat, so please feel free to visit that. But yeah, any questions that you have, please direct them to Natalia in the chat. And we'll keep it rolling. Next up, we have Justin with Talk a Mile. Perfect. If you're ready to go, you can take it away, Justin.
Great. Excellent. All right. So I'm Justin Fogarty. I'm the co-founder and the executive director of Talk a Mile. And our program is something that we started here in Portland coming out of the summer of 2020. So let me get into it. So what our program does is we work to elevate the voices of young leaders in conversations about policing, public safety, and community. And what we do is we actually pair the students with local law enforcement, civic leaders, elected officials, and educators. And we pair them up and they walk and talk together, having one-on-one conversations for a mile. We started the program actually, as I briefly mentioned, coming out of the summer of 2020. For a little context, my wife Erica is Black. Our son Liam, who's now 21 years old, a biracial kid. And after George Floyd's murder, we just felt like there were a lot of conversations happening about policing, but there were too many people probably with good intentions that were too willing to speak for young people rather than inviting them to speak for themselves. So we felt like there was a real opportunity through Liam and his work in the Black Student Union at Central Catholic. We helped co-design the program with these young people who, most important of all, were eager to participate in these conversations that were happening about them, but too often without them. So I figured rather than kind of walking you through the general presentation about our approach and things, I'd actually share a few pictures and some participant reflections from a couple of the recent programs that we've run. So coming up on 2 weeks ago on February 5th, Jefferson High School hosted a Talk a Mile for the first time ever. And this Talk a Mile was interesting because it brought together Jefferson students, but also Park Rose students made the trip over there to participate as well. So these students were paired up with 22 trainees from Portland Police Bureau's Advanced Academy. They were paired up with a number of folks from Oregon State Police, some deputy district attorneys, Office of Violence Prevention had some folks that were going to be there that day, as well as a couple of community leaders and Jefferson alumni, and some folks from the Fire Bureau. So this is one of the reflections from one of the students. And when we really think about what our program is trying to provide, what we believe is that it helps people feel like they've got a sense of connection. And I think that this quote is a nice way to sort of highlight that they're more connected with the community, that they feel like this is something that they're a part of rather than kind of on the outside looking in. Another thing that we're really trying to build with people is a sense of agency. And this is particularly important among youth, feeling like they have an ability to control some of the outcomes, like they have a voice, like they have an ability to change the community around them, to make it a better place for everyone to be able to live, work, and thrive. So having that agency, I think, is something that's really important. So I love seeing reflections like this come through from young people who really do feel like they are building something, they're building that confidence, they're building those reps of being able to have conversations, sometimes tough conversations. And finally, we also believe that this work helps people build some sense of purpose or what they can contribute to our community. And this quote's not from a student, it's actually from a Portland Police Bureau trainee, but it's the kind of thing that I like to see from a police trainee, right? That this makes them have a different perspective, maybe a different way of looking at their role in the community and how they're there to serve. So that's a few things that happened at our recent program at Jefferson. It was 70-something participants I think we had overall, and just really exciting to get Jefferson into the fold. So we also had a program recently at the Rip City Remix game on MLK Day. And I want to explain a little bit about how our program works too, because I suspect you've got questions. So let me draw your attention to the young people at the far sides of this slide here. In the denim jacket there is Kamani Davis. She's a junior at Jefferson High School. Kamani is actually our student engagement coordinator at Jefferson, meaning she helps us with recruiting participants, gathering impact data. The program that we ran there on February 5th, she actually helped to run, even at a speaking role in administering the program with all those participants that day. And then over on the far right, you see the young man with a card in his hand. That is Cyrus James. Cyrus is a student at POIC here in Portland, and he is our student engagement coordinator there. Previously was serving in that role at McDaniel High School. But Cyrus also helps, like Kimani, to help us build the program, help provide that youth input on any programming decisions or things that we're making here too. I think it's really important to think about Talk a Mile in the context of what these young people bring, because quite frankly, there is no way that a nonprofit is going to be able to hire a bunch of full-time adult employees who are going to be able to serve this role better than they can. Right? These young people are better at connecting with their peers than I would ever be, or that anybody that I could hire could ever be. So they're really, really key to us being able to run this program and to be able to scale it to multiple schools throughout the Portland metro. Just a quick thing to point out too, Kamani is there with her sister actually walking and talking with Chief Bob Day from PPB. And Cyrus is actually walking with Tobias Reed, the Oregon Secretary of State. So really good turnout that we had for that MLK Day program, including Mayor Keith Wilson, who was walking and talking with a young person here as well. And then I think I've got one more pick from here. Oh yeah, that day we were also really fortunate to be joined by Matisse Steibel, Portland Trailblazer, who, as a young man looking to make a positive impact in his community, leveraging his platform and his influence, was eager to be able to turn out and participate in these conversations with these young folks as well. So on that note, we do see relationships with partners like professional athletes and sports teams as a big opportunity for us being able to grow here in the future. And hope to have more information on it soon, but we're actually in conversations with the Seattle Seahawks about working with them to bring the program up into Seattle as well. Okay, a couple of things about our impact. To date, we've had about 872 participants. So that is, well, our first program was coming up on 4 years ago in April of 2022. So in those 4 years, we've continued to grow. We initially started working with Black students and police trainees. That has since grown as other student groups have come to us and said that they wanted to participate in these conversations. So Latino student unions, Multnomah Youth Commission, Word is Bond, some student athletes, a number of different groups are coming into this from the student side. And then on the adult side, as you saw in those previous slides, we've realized moving beyond just those police trainees really gets these young people an audience and influence over people that control other levers of power within the community. So those might be elected officials, civic leaders, youth-serving nonprofits, professional athletes, or whoever that might be. We're pretty rigorous about collecting data on the participants and what the impact is for them. And I am really proud to say that as of the February 5th program, that makes it 4 years of every new single police officer in the Portland Police Bureau has been through Talk a Mile as part of their training, engaging in one of these conversations. So quickly to close here, how can you help? How can you get involved? Obviously, in the era of social media, the easiest thing probably to do is to follow and like and share our work on Instagram or LinkedIn. So we'd love to see you over there. If anybody is interested and has the means to support our work, we benefit from pretty low program costs. It doesn't cost a lot to get people to come together and have these conversations. That said, we've got some print costs for the conversation prompts and the other materials that we provide. And we also provide lunch so that people can continue the conversation over lunch while they break bread together. So $50 covers basically the cost of a conversation or two people to participate in Talk a Mile. Partners, we are always looking for other youth partners, youth serving organizations, be they mentoring programs, jobs programs, hiring programs, whatever they might be. If you are in any of those spaces and think that there might be an opportunity for the young people you work with to participate or for the work that you do to better support those young people, please reach out to me. I would love to hear from you. And finally, on the partner front, if you are involved in funding or foundations, as I'm sure many of my peers here can say today, that is always a need in the nonprofit space. So if there's any curiosities there or any possible connections there, please let me know. And then finally, if you want to get involved, we are oftentimes looking for additional participants. So as I mentioned, we've expanded to include more and more people that work with youth or that have important roles here in our community. So if you fit that bill and you think this might be something you'd be interested in, please reach out to me there as well. So let me just leave with this slide with my email address, my wife Erica, our board chair, her email address as well. So if anybody wants to contact us there, and I'll drop everything back in the chat here too if you want to pick up on it there, and happy to share my slides too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Justin. Yeah, and if you could share those slides, we'd be happy to house those on our website for everyone to come see and check out the amazing work that you're doing. Yeah, thank you so much for putting this together. It looks like you have a lot of questions in the chat, so I'll let you get to that, and we'll keep moving.
Great, thank you.
Of course. And Jacobson with Feed the Mass, you're up. You're ready to go. And thank you to our presenters for being so flexible with our schedule. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. Hey everybody, Jacobson Valentine. I'm actually putting in a couple brochures about Feed the Mass so you guys can be able to download it and review it later. I'm just gonna kind of go through everything and who Feed the Mass is. Um, so Feed the Mass is a nonprofit that started in 2016. We're a 501c3, and our mission is to empower, educate, and serve our community. We began as an educational initiative, teaching people how to nourish themselves and others, have grown into an organization that blends meal production, education, workforce support, and community collaboration into a holistic approach to food systems. At every level, we're guided by a fundamental belief. Food is a universal language, one that can build bridges that recently have been divided, open opportunities, and deepen community. Our core program are three different programs. Our Fed program, which is our Fed program, produces and distributes high quality scratch made meals to people who need reliable nourishment, especially those experiencing housing instability, poverty, or interruption of federal assistance programs. We have an educational program that does practical learning for life. Education is central to our identity, which we teach basic and advanced nutrition, health cooking classes, meal planning, and food literacy in ways that are accessible to all ages and backgrounds. These programs are offered in range of settings from community kitchens to school partnerships, always with an emphasis on dignity, uh, relevance, and cultural aspect. And then our third is workforce support and training. Our kitchen and program environments serve as a real-time training space where volunteers and participants can gain confidence, responsibility, and workplace readiness. Our impact for 2025, we've done over 170 meals served to the unhoused neighbors, 14,000 meals served to students, 2,000 meals donated by partner organizations, 6,500 meals served weekly. 938 volunteers engaged in our services this year, last year. 240 pounds of fresh ingredients processed from scratch made meals. 5,253 miles traveled to our delivery teams. 240 plus hours of workforce training provided, and 1,600 meals served during extreme weather response. We also did a emergency grocery support provided through SNAP relief last year when SNAP ended for a certain amount of people. Our emergency response and community solution is one of our main focus. In 2025, when federal food assistance programs experienced a disruption in Oregon, Feed the Mass responded immediately by community-led solutions, including emergency grocery support and expanding meal distribution. This work underscores the important points. Local innovation and partnerships are essential when systems shift, and community-based response becomes a critical lifeline. One of the new things that we just closed on the 23rd of last month is this new building. As you see in the back of me, it is called the Nourish Building. It is about 40,000 square feet, and every floor is a little bit something different, and it's all focused on community hub design that brings food access, education, community health, and collaboration under one roof. Our first floor is focused on a grocery store and a cooking hub and a conference space. This first floor will be focusing on how do we create accessible groceries to individuals that are in our community. We are located in Old Town, downtown Portland, which for us is a food desert. There is a lot of grocery stores and a lot of I would say restaurants, but there isn't a lot of accessible food options. And so for us, we're going to be designing a grocery store that focuses on community members that are maybe single or have a small family that are under a budget. And we really focus on how do we make sure that it's accessible. Our second floor is going to be focusing on community office space where individuals who are entrepreneurs or partners are going to be able to use the space to build their business, build connections, and keep what we're trying to do moving forward. The third floor is going to be our classroom and training spaces where we'll be doing large group education, cooking classes, and other organizations are able to use the space to do workshops. And then our fourth floor is going to be our Feed the Mass headquarters and our community health clinic space, where we'll be partnering with organizations like OHSU and Legacy to do clinics that help the community members get access to healthcare on a regular basis. This facility not just a house program doesn't just house programs, but activates partnerships, deepen access, and remove barriers to community service. It stands as a permanent place where food meets learning, where neighbors connect, and where organizations can co-design solutions. Now, I bet you're asking, why does this matter? Our community is experiencing unprecedented levels of need. Food security remains a significant challenge, especially in Multnomah County and across Oregon. Feed the Mass is a part of a broader response, but we also recognize the lasting change requires collaboration, data, and shared commitments to equity and sustainability. Our impact data shows that meals coupled with education, connection, and real-world support can do more than fill a plate. It can build confidence, continuity, and hope. I want to thank you guys all for allowing me to share an overview of Feed the Mass. It's grounded in measurable impact, rooted in community partnership, and driven by mission that places food as an intersection of equity, education, and empowerment. If you'd like to learn more about our specific programs, classes, or in collaboration, I'm happy to continue this conversation anytime. You can reach out to me. I put it in the chat for my email, which is jvalentine@feedthemass.com. And one of the big things that we're always looking for is partnerships. We are now at a point where we're hitting our capacity, which is great. And with this building, it now just opens up the doors to being able to help a lot more people in our community. So if you want more information, please reach out to me. I'm going to be answering questions. It looks like there's a lot of questions in there. But I would also love to connect one-on-one, have coffee, have you guys come to our space. So you can take a look at it. We do make really good coffee here. We have a brand new espresso machine. So love to make you coffee and have a good conversation with y'all. And thank you so much for your time. Like I said, all the information is in the brochure. And we have a open house happening this Wednesday at 6 p.m. In our location. So if you go to feedthemass.org, there's a link on there for you to RSVP. And we also have a grand opening on the 25th from 11 to 1, where we'll be having some local officials, some other organizations, and our team and their families to come out and celebrate the ribbon cutting of our brand new building. So love to have you guys all there, even if you just want to take a look or have a tour or just talk. That's what I'm here for. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you so much, Jacobson, and love to hear all the impact that you've led and the growth of Feed the Mass. It's a lot of exciting things, and yeah, looks like you got a lot of stuff in the chat. So leave you to that, and we'll keep it rolling. Looks like next up we have Irina with Ukrainian Foundation. Irina, are you here? We'll give her a minute or so to jump on. Just repeat that one more time. Irina with Ukrainian Foundation. Looks like you're up next. All right. It's like if she pops on later, we'll try and make some time for her, but we can keep it rolling. All right, we have Abraham with Health Share of Oregon. Next up on the lineup. Abraham, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Perfect. I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just go ahead and start my presentation here. Share my screen. Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Abraham Rodriguez Guillen. I am the Community Engagement Specialist with Health Share of Oregon. This is more just an introduction to Health Share, just really quickly for people that don't know about us, but also letting you know that we're going to be starting to join these regular calls to give people an opportunity to ask questions about things that they've heard about the Oregon Health Plan or about Health Share specifically. So I'm just going to give a quick rundown as to what we are. So again, Health Share of Oregon is a coordinated care organization What's a coordinated care organization? A coordinated care organization is basically in charge of making sure that our OHP members are able to access their Medicaid benefits. So we only work with people that have the Oregon Health Plan. Most people that have the Oregon Health Plan are going to need to be assigned to a CCO, or again, coordinated care organization, in order to receive their Medicaid benefits. Um, Most people, again, are going to be part of a CCO, and we're basically just in charge of facilitating members being able to use the benefits that they are entitled to. There's a total of 15 coordinated care organizations all throughout the state. There is another CCO here in the Tri-County region. That's Trillium Community Health Plan. We are the largest CCO in the region with about 500,000 members, give or take, at any given time. And again, just want to say hello, and letting you all know that you can bring your questions here. Maybe there's things that you've heard on the street, maybe from a friend, or maybe there's just whispers that you're hearing about upcoming changes to the Oregon Health Plan. This is a perfect opportunity for you to bring your questions here, where someone directly who's in this world can answer your questions to the best of my knowledge. If there are questions that are out of my scope, I can definitely bring those back to my team. And then just really quickly, I want to give an overview of the breakdown of where HealthShare is and what the role that we play in terms of Medicaid is actually. So at the top, we have the Oregon Health Authority. They're the people that are in charge of approving benefits and deciding who qualifies for one of the various different programs under Oregon Health Plan. So HealthShare of Oregon is not able to make determinations about who qualifies and who doesn't. We basically just get a list of people that are assigned to us, and then we're in charge of taking it from there. HealthShare has 4 different physical health plans. That's OHSU, Providence, Kaiser, and Cure Oregon. So if you're working with a member that has one of these Medicaid plans, then they have HealthShare. So then again, you know who to bring your questions to. And yeah, that's basically me. Just wanted to give a really quick, short presentation. Again, I know we're short on time, but just hello, welcome, and thank you for having me here. And I look forward to everyone's questions. I know that there's a lot of questions and uncertainty right now around Medicaid, especially in this state. And we are very much involved in those conversations that are taking place. So I'd love to answer the questions that people have. Maybe there's some questions that I can answer right now, but definitely in the upcoming months, please, please, please bring your questions so you can also inform the people that you talk to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Abraham. Yeah, looks like you do have some questions in the chat. And then just a reminder, so for our 2026 monthly learning sessions, like Abraham said, we are partnering with HealthShare of Oregon just to kind of create a space for providers and support staff to receive updates, ask questions, and stay informed as these changes unfold. So we're just kind of creating that touch point for staff to stay in the realm of updates. And so these sections or sessions will take place at the very end of the monthly learning session and really are intended to be open, general, non-health provider specific Q&A opportunities, really with the goal to ensure you have access to clear information with a trusted connection and a place to continue to ask questions as updates continue to unfold. So those questions will actually be submitted through this form here, and we will share them out in our monthly learning session communications as well. But so just try to save on or hold on to this link, share it as you can. And yeah, any questions that come up either during the session or just during the week, you can feel free to insert those down through that link below. And again, we will continue to share that out through our monthly learning session communications. All right, and then Abraham, maybe you could answer like a question in the chat just to kind of model what that exchange would look like. Let me see if I can
Yeah,
find it
definitely.
for you.
I was just replying to someone through
Perfect.
text. Someone asked, are there opportunities for folks to change different health plans within the Health Share of Oregon network, yes, definitely. That's something that we pride ourselves in, is that we give members a choice of who they want their healthcare network to be. So, for example, if someone gets automatically assigned to Care Oregon as their provider network, but maybe they prefer Kaiser Permanente, or maybe they've just had it in the past, or maybe things aren't working out with Care Oregon, they can make the switch, no questions asked. I say no questions asked, but there will be questions because we want to know why. But definitely, people can make the switch without any hassle once every 12 months. If people want to switch much more frequently than that, they can. There just needs to be like a medical reason in order to do so. Like maybe there's one specific health plan that has specialists that are part of a care that you need. Then you can make the switch more often if things aren't working out for you. But for the most part, at least for everyone, they have the opportunity once every 12 months to make the switch to a new health plan. And I'll keep answering questions. Well, let me see. This will move. Providence no longer taking new. There's like this pop-up that's not going away.
Well, I love when that happens. Let's see. I can read the question from Joyce, or is that the one that you were previously responding to?
Okay. Yes, I see Joyce's question. So you heard that Health Share of Oregon is no longer, Providence is no longer taking new patients. If a member with OHP and the member was with Providence before, they have OHP. Yes. So the way that our provider or health plans work is that there's a few different criteria that are used to automatically assign them when they first apply. So as soon as the member is assigned to Health Share, they don't need to do anything. We let them know who their physical health plan is. And we do that based on proximity, so how close the nearest clinic is, previous medical history. So did this person have Providence in the past? And that way we try to establish continuation of care so that they can maintain with the same provider. And then third is provider capacity. So we try to make sure that there is some flexibility among the health plans to be able to accommodate new members. So at any given point, some health plans might get more restrictive on on how many members they're taking on that are new. So there is some criteria right now, and Providence is under a restriction of who can be assigned to Providence Health Plan, and that is just because they're at capacity right now for new enrollees. But again, if the person has had Providence in the past, then they will likely be approved. Or if they need specialist care that is only part of Providence, they can also make the case. So there's all these like smaller details that can make it so someone can be approved to switch over to Providence if they have Care Oregon right now. So yeah, that's a fantastic question. Thank you.
And then maybe we have time for one more, actually.
Yeah.
We got one from Annie in the chat.
Oh, I just was reposting the previous, I
Oh,
think.
never mind then.
No, sorry about that.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
You're all good.
But yeah, that's kind of what the exchange will look like. We'll have those questions ready for Abraham, and he'll give his very articulate responses and answers to those. So thank you
Oh,
so
there
much.
is, sorry, Jade, there is one more about answering HRSN.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I can definitely answer questions about health-related social needs. That's our HRSN program. I can't answer case-specific questions, and I think that's another caveat and something that I want to make. These are going to be generalized questions that are applicable to a wide range of people. It's not really in my role to kind of like follow cases individually, but definitely more programmatic updates, changes, just general questions about how things work. I can definitely answer those types of questions.
Awesome. Looks like one more came in.
Do we offer patient advocates? So we have community health workers that are part of the health plans specifically. So yes, we do have community health workers that can accompany members to their medical appointments if that is what they would like to be supported with. In order to be connected with a community health worker that are part of our health plans, you'd need to contact the care coordination team that's specific to the health plan, and there are phone numbers for that. So this is something that I can bring back or maybe send in a follow-up email, but another fantastic question. And yeah, so again, modeling what this interaction is going to look like. I'll definitely be more prepared with all of these questions for the next round. But definitely, this is the sort of exchange that we want to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll make sure that any of these lingering questions, we'll put those in the chat. But yeah, didn't mean to put you on the spot. Thank you so much for modeling what this is going to look like. And again, this will be part of our routine monthly learning sessions. We'll open this space up at the end of the session for Abraham to answer some questions. All right. And it looks like we're coming to the end of our February session. Before y'all hop off, if you could please fill out our survey just so we can, get a feel for how this is valuable and hopefully supportive to your work. And then we do have a couple updates on CSN side. So I just wanted to share a little bit about our 2026 resiliency program, our resiliency training program that we just launched last week. So this will be a 5 workshop series covering a variety of different topics that were really aimed at helping you build skills in regulating stress in high pressure environments, navigating burnout, and just strengthening your overall well-being. So I will drop the link to where you can find more information about that. This is a free event or free series, free virtual series, so it is accessible. And again, just want to help give you some support in your work. We also have our upcoming East County Resiliency Fair happening this Saturday at Centennial High School. There will be a lot of great offerings, resources, and fun activities, so help us spread the word. And we hope to see you there yourselves as well. I'll drop the link to where you can find more information about that. And then we do have a lot of our themes set for the rest of 2026. So if you are interested in being a presenter or just want to connect on what our MLS format is like, you can sign up through the link below or you can email me. I'm always happy to chat and talk about the format of this. But thank you everyone for being here. We really appreciate you taking time to just come connect and learn with us and celebrate all the awesome work that our organizations and partners are doing. So thank you so much. Again, this session will be posted on our YouTube channel and we'll make sure that those slides are housed on our website as well. So thank you all and hopefully see you around. And I'll stick around for any extra questions that you may have. Thank you all for filling out that survey. Really appreciate it. If you don't have any more questions, I'm just going to go ahead and end it or end the session here. But we'll hopefully see you during our March session. Hopefully, have a nice day, everyone.